For years, Hypixel SkyBlock has been a game notorious for taking away our free time, sometimes for no reason. Anyone remember, please wait a bit before doing this, spending hours and hours clicking in the NPC just to buy a few minion upgrades, or when you had too much and you wanted to sell it on the auction house, sometimes for inflated prices, or if you wanted to buy minion materials, it would cost 5-6 times what it's supposed to because you're fighting people for the stuff. Or when you're fighting a tarantula broodfather, fighting for its attention before some troll lures it into the void and then kills it. Well, all those things are not a problem anymore, but there's still stuff that pisses me off about Hypixel SkyBlock. It's time to demand some features from the game's devs. Let's start hashtag agree with 30, spam it in every lobby. Actually, I respect the devs a lot and don't mean that. Anyways, today's another suggestions video. Anyway, instead of demanding features from Hypixel SkyBlock, I think a much better play is going to be talking about the things that need to be improved or suggesting new stuff. So let's get right into it. So one massive annoyance for me when doing Slayers is the Maddox Batphone. It's incredibly annoying for multiple reasons. So if I were to right click on it, first of all, that's the thing. Why can't you just right click on it and then instantly be in a menu? First of all, you have to open up chat, click into chat. If you click on the wrong thing, you have to go back. Like let's say I click on this instead of tier 3. I accidentally clicked tier 2 tarantula. I can't get to tier 3, so now I have to cancel and then try to click again. Oh no, it's too late now. The phone line is off. Call again. Okay. The line is dead. There, now I finally get to open it. I get to click on Broodfather tier 3. Boom. And then let's say that once I've started the quest, I gotta go over here, kill some spiders, whatever. Get the 1000 combat XP. Alright, so there you go. Now, once the Slayer's completed, I have to click. Now, one problem I tend to have with Slayers is that I forget to do that, and I just end up killing spiders for 10 minutes for no reason, because the boss is already dead. Now, there's a lot of annoyances with the Maddox Batphone, so that's why I present this idea. The Maddox Walkie-Talkie. It's a device that works almost exactly the same as the Batphone, except it opens the menu instantly, still plays a noise, but you don't have to click in chat to open the menu. And when you start a Slayer quest, you can refund it at any time, and it will automatically restart the quest once you've killed the boss. That way, you can't forget to click into the Batphone again. You don't have to wait for it to ring. And if it starts a quest automatically and you don't want to actually do it, you can refund it. So, yeah, there you go. It could be an item in the community center bit shop. You could just purchase it for gems, and then maybe it could be available in the auction house. There you go. Upgraded Batphone. Now, I know that that little segment took like a whole 2 minutes to talk about, so we're gonna rapid fire the rest of the suggestions. Speaking of tarantula quests, they should make it so whenever there's a mini boss when spawning a tarantula broodfather, let's say a vermin or a beast or a mutant or any mini boss for any Slayer, really, if someone else steals the kill, which is actually more likely than not in the spiders den because you're bowing down all of the spiders, so someone else is just gonna kill it before you do. When someone kills your mini boss that you spawned, why do they get the combat XP? And it just promotes this really toxic behavior of stealing each other's mini bosses. And honestly, it's so ingrained into the game's mechanics at this point that a lot of people actually enjoy stealing mini bosses from people, and it becomes really cutthroat to the point where, like, if you're not stealing mini bosses, you're wasting time, but you have to be toxic. So here's my solution. When somebody kills a mini boss, the person who spawned it and the person who killed it share the combat XP. So if you spawned it and someone else stole the kill from you, you still get the XP. But if you put in the effort to kill someone else's mini boss, you also get the combat XP. So yeah, that would be great. One thing that happened on my stream yesterday is when I was trying to get Turbo Cane 5 from the auction house, I discovered a massive problem with the auction house, and that's the escrow system. So as you can see in the clip here, I click to buy something from a buy it now in the auction house. Within less than a second, I click in the menu, because now you can save your settings with the auction house, so you get straight into the menu. I click into the consumables, I click the book, I press buy, and escrow hits. It's an error. Someone else already bought the book before you can get to it, and you have to try 5, 6, sometimes 7, 8 times just to get one book. And I needed 16 for Turbo Cane 5. Now, I have a solution for this. In the auction house, if there are multiple of the same exact item available in the Buy It Now section, if you try to buy one and it gets escrowed, you should have a setting somewhere so that when that happens, it will search for the next available book or the next available item of the same type, and if the price is within 5%, it buys it anyway from the other person. That way, if you are trying to get Turbo Cane 5 and you just keep getting denied over and over again, well, the thing is, there's a whole page of books that are within 5% of the price that you're trying to get. Let's say, I don't know, let's say it's 100,000 coins for argument's sake. There's a whole page of 100,000 to 110,000 coins, but you can't get any of them because people keep clicking it before you can, and it's not your fault. You're literally spending less than a second clicking the book, but there's just so many people buying it at once that it's almost impossible to get it without just spamming for like 10 minutes just to get 16 items. So yeah, there should be some way to just go to the next available bid. Now, with something like weapons, I guess this would not apply because there's all sorts of metadata that would be different across them, like gear score and enchantments and reforges. But at least for the simple stuff, like what if I want to buy 54 heat cores for my enchanted lava bucket setup, but I can't because there's like 1,000 people trying to do the same thing. It's freaking annoying. Speaking of escrow, if we head over to the bazaar, there's a similar problem. It doesn't happen quite as often, but I also, in that same stream, was trying to buy 4 stacks of Jacob's tickets. I would go, boom, buy a stack, it would not go through at least 20 times, and that's because it's a volatile market. Why is that a thing? Why does it kick you out of the menu? If it didn't go through, at least keep me in the menu so I could click again without having to go back in. It's so annoying. It extends the process like 5 to 6 times as long as it's supposed to be. Why is there a volatile market? No, just stop kicking people from the menu. And if, let's say the price changes, right? And maybe you would spend way too much on the stuff, more than you'd want. Well, don't go through, I guess. Don't, like, make people spend more than they want to, but, like, don't kick them out of the menu. Just reset the menu and update the price so if they want to click again, they can try again. But don't kick them out of the bazaar. It's so annoying. That should go for the auction house as well. Why do you get kicked out of the menu? It's so annoying. Like, just bring the person back to the page in the auction house they were looking at. Just updated. I don't understand getting kicked out of the menu. It is the most frustrating thing as a player. All right, so with quality of life stuff out of the way, I have a suggestion. I spent 10 hours farming refined minerals in the deep caverns for the mining fiesta or whatever, and I realized that there's no pet that gives double drop chance. So what if there was the mole pet? It'd be like the elephant for mining. So you know how elephant's better for getting more drops for farming, but it doesn't give you any extra XP. There should be a mole pet that does the same thing. Maybe it's an alternative to the silverfish. And it could be crafted with 8 refined mineral and a super enchanted egg. Okay, so back to quality of life. Speaking of the deep caverns, if I go back in my 3/4 recombobulated livid fragged shadow assassin armor and 5-star zombie knight chestplate, if I'm walking into the deep caverns, there's absolutely no way I'm going to die. I mean, right now I have an effective max HP of almost 19,000, and I have a strength of 776, a crit damage of 708%, 100% crit chance. There's no way I'm gonna die. Like, if I were to head into, I don't know, the zombie pigman area, right, and they attack me or something. Hello. Oh wait, intimidation artifact. Let's go to the end. I am so well into the end game that Endermen just don't damage me anymore, right? If let's say I look at an Enderman by accident. There we go, 45 damage in a hit. And now because he did that, I can't open my SkyBlock menu. Why? You need to be out of combat for 3 seconds before opening the SkyBlock menu. Why? What in this menu is going to allow me to combat log? Because that's what that system's for, right? what if I want to open my ender chest? What if I got slapped by some mob that basically does no damage, especially a silverfish, because I'm pretty sure those don't work with the intimidation artifact. I could be wrong about that, but when some mob that's incredibly weak hits you, what, are you not supposed to access your ender chest or your potion bag, your fishing bag, quiver, accessory bag, wardrobe, check your skills, your damage? You can't do any of that if you've been hit. Why is that a thing? Why not just prevent you from warping? You should at least be able to open the menu. Like, now I can't check my stats. I can't open my potion bag for like 3 seconds. It's incredibly annoying. Also, what's the problem with warping away when something like this is hitting me? Also, I do enough damage with my fist to 2-tap these things. So like, why am I barred from leaving if I'm only taking 40 damage a hit? Not even. Like, I should be able to warp out because they pose 0 threat to me. I'm not combat logging. I'm just trying to be on my way and innocently go from one place to another in SkyBlock. So it's of my opinion that if you're above, I don't know, 75% HP, you should be able to warp out anyways, because getting damaged by some weak mob that's way below your level should not bar you from doing anything, especially opening the SkyBlock menu, but preferably you shouldn't even be barred from teleporting anyways. One thing that I can't actually show because my internet's good right now and the network's not lagging, when the server's lagging, you cannot use the grappling hook, dude. I think it's because I mean, look at this. See that whoa slow down there? The cooldown is so much more, it feels like, when you're lagging. Like, I don't know if that's because the cooldown is game tick based or real time based, but if it is game tick based, then basically the grappling hook it's unusable. Also, sometimes, especially if you're going like this and you're trying to climb a mountain, the grappling hook attempting to use the ability but it not working because it says slow down there while you're lagging will prevent you from doing it again, and you'll get in this cycle where you literally never use the grappling hook, and it's really annoying. Same goes with a tree capitator as well. Sometimes a tree cap you'll be able to mow your way through a whole tree without the ability proccing once because the cooldown is extended during lag. So I would say to change the system so that the cooldown is based on time instead of game ticks, because lag will of course extend the delay on everything and just make it extremely annoying. Here's another one. Please add a Rune Pouch here on top of the sack of sacks, maybe. Or maybe even just add a whole menu or make this top row all these things, because there's starting to be a lot of them. But like, why do we still have to have runes appear in our inventory? They just take up space. Frankly, I don't care about them at all. So I chuck 90% of my runes because they fill up the inventory. And with all these attempts at making the inventory clean, like the personal compactor, the sack of sacks, like these are all great for keeping your inventory clean, especially if you're using obby chestplate, filling your whole inventory with obsidian, and you can't have things just in individual slots. Why not runes? Come on. This idea has been a thing for months. Actually, it's been probably a year since I originally told Doctor. Just add it, please. Please. Runes are so annoying. I'd prefer not to pick them up at all. Even the legendary ones. I don't care, Rainbow Rune. Get out of here. Here's a simple one. I think it's a great feature to be able to open backpacks from inside of an ender chest like this with a right click, but you can't do it with a candy bag. Here's a big one. I think that minion upgrades and even minions themselves should be stackable. So as you can see here, I have 29 tier 11 snow minions with plasma buckets, budget hoppers, super compactor 3000s, and diamond spreading. First of all, plasma buckets, these 4 items, right? None of them hold any special metadata except maybe the hopper, but right now it's at 0, right? But I would, it's just stats. It's not effectively any actual information. Once you've already taken the money out, they're identical. Budget hoppers are identical. Super compactors, they can't store any metadata other than what is essentially what makes it a super compactor. They don't have an inventory. They don't have settings. Diamond spreading, lava buckets, the different types of buckets don't. A plasma bucket is a plasma bucket. There's no better plasma bucket unless there's no better lava bucket except a different type of bucket. These 4 items should be able to stack, and the minions, all 29 of these tier 11 snow minions are identical except for the amount of resources generated. But I don't care about that number. Why should it matter? Why should anyone care? It's so incredibly annoying to to transfer 29 minions, especially when you have minion upgrades. You can't shift click them into or out of inventories like this. Like you can't shift click the upgrades first of all, so that makes things really annoying. They don't stack, so they take, just taking one of the snow minion, one of these snow minions will fill my entire inventory because of the snow. It stacks like 64 in here, but it stacks 4 stacks of 16 in my inventory. So picking up the minions basically requires me to, I don't know what to do with these snow minions. There's so much inventory space required. But at least if the plasma buckets, the budget, if all the minion upgrades just stacked like they should, again, a plasma bucket's a plasma bucket. There's nothing that makes it unstackable in terms of Minecraft lore. These are intentionally made unstackable for some reason. And if people are like, oh, it'd break the game, you can't have stackable minion upgrades. But what about enchanted eggs, huh? Those work. You can put enchanted eggs in a minion as an upgrade and they stack, so why not everything else? Just make it easy. And allow shift clicking these upgrades in, it's freaking annoying. Also, if possible, snowballs should stack to 64 in your inventory and make it at least possible to collect these and to pick them up and move them. And if the minions themselves stacked, I'd only be using 5 slots in my inventory and all the minion stuff instead of like 4 pages of my backpacks, which by the way you can only get if you're in the bit shop and you have purchased gems. So what the heck, guys? Speaking of inconveniences with the snow minions, you can't put regular snow in the personal compactor, so you're just left with these stacks of 16 snowballs and there's nothing you can do to get rid of it except manually craft them to enchanted snow, which again wastes incredible amounts of time. But I think the personal compactor, I've said this before, needs support for snow, like regular snow. It needs support for hay bales, enchanted sugarcane. It needs support. There's a lot of items. There are a lot of items that do not have support in the personal compactor. Oh, and while we're at it, why does the wheat minion automatically craft enchanted bread with a super compactor instead of, you know, the thing that actually matters, enchanted hay bales? I don't know, man, but it's just, there's so many little inconveniences, especially with minions in the compactor right now. This is a small one, but I think there should be an indicator in the chat whenever you're getting a combat XP boost drop, for example, from an obby defender or watchers. If you get a combat XP boost from them, there should be an indicator. I got rare drop, enchanted ender pearl. Where's the super rare drop, combat XP boost 40%? That doesn't show up anywhere, so what's up with that? And also when you're in dungeons, right? Bonzo fragments, scar fragments, livid fragments, they just pop up in your inventory without any indication. I mean, what happens if your inventory is full and you don't get a notification, so you don't notice unless you had a keen eye and you saw the actual chat message? Something that also happened yesterday's stream that was really annoying is, this happens every Jacobs event, right? There is a good chance that you're going to get captured mid Jacobs event. Now, I don't know, man. I'm just thinking not getting captured during Jacob's event would be kind of nice, you know, because you just kind of get interrupted. And multiple times I've seen stories of people in guild chat are like, no, I got captured. I didn't get gold because I had to spend 5 seconds typing a message in chat. That's kind of trash. I mean, come on, man. At least if you're like in the middle of a Jacob's event, maybe, I don't know, do something different. I don't think you should get captured during a Jacobs event, especially if you're in gold or silver tier, because it could mean the difference between losing the rank and getting it. And it's for such a dumb and frankly random reason. So it's kind of RNG getting gold medals if you're that close. Here's another simple one with the Jacobs event. I think that when you're going to claim rewards, the unclaimed rewards should pop up first. Like, this one just so happened to pop up last, but last time there was a pumpkin one that was just in the middle here. The only indicator is that it's enchanted, but otherwise, you have no idea which one. It'd just be convenient, especially have multiple pages of them. If you've done like 100 of these contests, you gotta click through all the menus. Like, no, just make it pop up first if you still haven't claimed the rewards. Another fairly obvious one is to prevent the aspect of the dragon's ability from working on bosses and mini bosses. I can't tell you how many times someone tried to yoink a special zealot from me by just AOTD hitting it like across the map and then trying to steal the summoning eye. Or if there's a for example in the graveyard, This happened a few streams ago for me. If there's a headless horseman, those can get AOTD'd into the void. And during my stream a few days ago, that almost happened. People were trying to troll, and I was like, oh, YouTube rank abuse, or like people, you know, I was like, oh, this is the price I pay for streaming. Turns out people just do it in every lobby just to be a douche. Like, they'll just void headless horseman for fun, and no one gets the rewards when that happens. So like, either change the aspect of the dragon's ability or like remove it, because like it is genuinely terrible. It's just a tool for trolls at this point. Here's a quick one. Top slabs in the builder's wand, seed basket support for netherwort and cane, cocoa beans, you know, just some recent changes that need to be to have more support added. Here's another relatively easy one. I think now that there's a guesting update, right, and you can have things like a leaderboard, you can have people doing parkour, you can name your island. Why can't you set the guest spawn point? Like, I could change my personal spawn point, but the place where people show up, you can't change that. And I got lucky that it just so happened to be like this building. But what happened if there was void here when I was building this Bed Wars map? Do I just have an ugly bridge in the middle of the map, like just leading to an actual spot? Like, you cannot change the guest spawn location. So I think that should be a change as well. Another one, again, guesting update related, it'd be really nice to have force field on your private island so people can't body block you when you're farming, just get all up in your face and make it so you can't see what's going on. People have a bad habit of just going up into your face and going like, it's really annoying. But yeah, if there was force field, that wouldn't happen. Oh, another quick one with the builder's wand. I think there should be a wand oops command, which is something that in the original mods that had the builder's wand back in the day in these mod packs, that command would be a thing just in case you accidentally clicked and then just placed 300 blocks in the wrong spot. It would be nice to undo it and maybe have it save the past 5 actions or something. One cool thing to do with the mining fiesta as well, now that we've had our second one ever in the history of SkyBlock, and I actually got to participate in this one and see how boring it is. It's literally just mining ores for 10 hours. Why not have mini bosses? How cool would it be to just mine an ore during the siesta or fiesta or whatever, and then like a block would just start moving? Like, I know you can do it with plugins. I've seen it before. You can make a falling sand entity with like a baby zombie piloting it or something. It'd be really cool if some of the blocks just came to life and attacked you. Maybe they'd be called an ore gremlin or something, or maybe it'd be a baby zombie with an ore on its head. That'd be really neat. And then it'd have a chance to drop extra refined minerals, maybe some unique drops for maybe some reforged stones. That'd be really cool, just to add a little bit of variety to this really boring event. One thing that was kind of cool, this was actually suggested by SquidKid in SkyBlock Nerds. When a server reboots and you get, see, this is what I was talking about with the people shifting in your face. If you get evacuated from a server because it's, say, restarting, it would be really cool if you just got sent to another lobby of the same type and then you were in the same spot that you were when the lobby died. So like right now, if there was a scheduled reboot in the hub and I was like over here farming trees or something, server restarts, I get kicked. Instead of going back to my island, what if it just put me in another hub lobby right in this spot? How cool, that would be really neat. There's a few recipes that really annoy me. For example, if we were to go into farming collections, magical mushroom soup. This is a shaped crafting recipe. If you switch up the glowstone redstone, the mushrooms, the bowl, in any order other than this, you can't craft it. So I would suggest making it a shapeless crafting recipe. All the different types of fishing baits would be nice as well, because like with spooky bait, you put a pumpkin here and a fish there, and if you put it in any other orientation, it doesn't work. I don't know, just shapeless crafting recipes would be nice for a lot of things where it has a confusing layout. Here's another one. It was really cool when the builder merchant was added, because now in the green thumb section, you could buy dandelions and poppies. Just in 2 days, you can buy enough poppies. Well, actually, no, you can't, because it's 9 stacks for 1 enchanted. But just because of these, you can upgrade flower minions way easier. But it still brings up the question, why are flower minions so trash? Like, why do they, like, only 10% of what they make is even usable to upgrade the minion? Like, quite literally, 90% of the drops of a flower minion are worthless. They are worth, like, a couple coins each at the NPC. Why not add a use for the other types of flowers? Or just make it so that dandelions appear way more frequently and maybe remove some of the flower types, because even with an extra large storage, you still somehow manage to get minions filling up after like an hour of being placed down. So not only is it super rare to get dandelions, but you straight up don't even get them at all if you leave it too long. So it's genuinely annoying. I think the flower minion in general needs some quality of life features. It should still be difficult to get dandelions, but why in such a weird and buggy way? This is a situation where force field would be nice, but we're in a public lobby. But still, if this was on my island, it'd be really nice if they just kind of stayed away. Maybe to craft an enchanted dandelion, it could use any combination of other flowers. Or maybe change the enchanted dandelion to enchanted dye or something, where all the different flower types can mix together and become enchanted, and then it would be like, you know, that enchanted dye would be what you use to upgrade the flower minion. Just something, because right now it's a really messy system. Another quick one is to make it so while you're in the end, you should get immunity from those annoying things, the obby defenders from the wither artifact. At the moment, apparently it doesn't work. Let me see. Hello? Yeah, that should not happen. I have a wither artifact. I mean, look at this. Reduce the damage taken from withers by 20%. But at least from the obby defenders, where it's pretty much nothing, like, why? Just get rid of that stupid wither effect. It's just annoying. It makes it so that you can't, like, you can't run as fast because you get this, like, you get, you know, hit ticked for no reason. Oh, here's another one for the guesting update. They should make it so that when you're at your island and you have those races, right, it should force your speed to 130%, just like if we were to go to the, if you go to the dungeons hub, right, and then you go down here to the races. Yeah, see, my speed is automatically limited to 130%. All jump boosts are gotten rid of. They should just reuse this system for the races on the island. You should be limited to a very exact, consistent speed, not be able to use anything, including pets, to progress. But yeah. Here's a simple one. I think that when you're trading with other players, you should be disallowed from trading backpacks unless they're empty. If there's stuff in a backpack, the trade should not go through, and here's why. It's because when people trade with backpacks, right, in SkyBlock add-ons, well, it's a little broken right now in Badline, sometimes you can see a preview of what's in the backpack using this mod, right? So I know in vanilla you can't see the contents of the bag, but there's a lot of people that use mods, and there's a lot of trades that take place, and there are attempts at scamming. So for example, if I open this, it's all obsidian. But if I were to have, I don't know, yellow leather chest plate, leggings, boots, I could be saying, hey, I'll trade you 3/4 superior dragon armor for 40 mil. And they won't have the helmet because you can't fake the helmet. And then someone's like, okay, they see the leather armor in the backpack, and they're like, oh, this looks legit. And then they get scammed out of 40 million coins. So I would say if there's nothing in a backpack, yeah, you can trade the backpack. But if there is anything in there, then don't allow a trade to happen, so that backpack scams will die off. Now here's the last one, and probably the most controversial one. I've talked about this quite a few times, and it's honestly made me a meme, especially on the forums. But I am still under the belief that Recombobulators are way too friggin' expensive. Why are they 4 million to buy out of the chest? I think it's 5 million to buy out of the chest. It was just 4 million because I was playing during Paul. But it is my opinion that Recombobulators should be 500,000 coins, on the condition that using them as if it was a reforged stone on gear would cost coins of varying amounts. Let's say if you wanted to recombobulate a common item, it would only cost 100,000 coins, which makes the cost, if you can get a recomp for 5 mil, that, or not 5 mil, if you can get a recomp for 500k, that means 600,000 coins to turn a common talisman to uncommon. And if you wanted to make an uncommon, of course, unrecombobulated uncommon talisman to rare, it would cost 250,000. And then maybe make it so epic would cost another 1 mil. Make it so that legendary costs like 2.5 mil. So basically the price of recombobulating legendary and mythic stuff would be about the same. But if you're or even epic. Yeah, like epic could still cost 1 to 2 mil. Legendary maybe 4 mil. I don't know, but they should change the system so that if you want to recombobulate items that are less valuable, then it shouldn't cost as much. It should not cost nearly as much. So I don't know. The thing is, these are already out in the market. People already are used to the price of recombobulators. So maybe add a crafting recipe or something to break this down. Maybe there'd be a way to convert one recombobulator into, since they're 5 mil, into 10, like a baby version of the recombobulator that only, I don't know, that would require some sort of coin to apply the reforge. So maybe you could use a tool on the recombobulator and it will make a it'd be a different item, but it'd be a reforged stone, and the price would vary depending on what you put it on. So that, I guess, is a bit more reasonable of a suggestion than just lower the price of recoms. But it is, again, my strong belief that, especially the accessory bag, right? Why should it cost 300 million coins to get this entire thing recommed? The only thing I've recommed so far is this one talisman. But I mean, sure, if you want to recomb something that's epic rarity, legendary, then yeah, you're gonna have to pay a lot. But if you want to recomb, I don't know, a magnetic talisman or a scavenger talisman or potato or a crab hat, like, come on, man, it shouldn't cost. I mean, just this row of common talismans alone, there's 9 of them. It'd be 5 mil each. That's 45 million coins for like plus 20 strength, maybe? That's so dumb. I don't know, man. I think the best solution would be to add a crafting recipe for a baby recombobulator that the real money comes in once you have to reforge stone, or use a reforged stone. Maybe here's another solution. Maybe a regular recom's required for epic to legendary and legendary to mythic. But what if the baby ones only work on common to rare? I don't know, man. But something needs to change, because I mean, I don't know. Wouldn't it be cool to be able to recombobulate a mushroom set, have it be uncommon, and triple an uncommon reforge instead of a common? That'd be kind of neat. And if that was like meta, that'd be, I don't know, that'd be neat. But anyway, that is it for this suggestions video. I just want to specify, don't pressure the admins. That beginning part was just a joke for the title. We don't actually demand these features, but I guess we strongly suggest them. But above all, don't do any of these things yet, staff. We want you to actually add content. I mean, these quality of life changes are great, but only do it when you have time. Let's get a new island. Hype! Anyways, I guess that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.